Children are the buds that will blossom to fragrant and color the future of the country, we say, at every moment, while we hear news of children and their future being jeopardized in 1001 situations. They're being abused, raped, and dragged into the drug business and whatnot. Followed by the economic crisis, which resulted in a daunting shortage in medicine supply in the country, even child health care is at stake. Worsening the fears we are already appalled with, Minister of Education Cecil Premachandra made a very concerning revelation about the literacy levels of the grade 3 students in Sri Lanka in Parliament on Wednesday. Quoting the minister, this paper reported that a recent survey has demonstrated that the literacy rate among grade 3 students had dropped to a worrisome 14%. In addition, the minister also highlighted a significant decrease in numeracy skills among children. In fact, this decline in grade 3 students would have a very serious aftermath, as that is the age when a child starts to acquire proper skills and competencies in language and math. Moreover, in a country like Sri Lanka, where the students are burdened with the weight of scholarship examination at a very premature age, this is going to have a critical impact, as the students would miss out on a lot of opportunities if they fail to perform well at the examination. The minister, on a further note, mentioned that this decline in literacy rate should be attributed to the pandemic that took over the country for nearly 2 years, forcing the schools to shut down and education to be done online. Indeed, it was a struggle for the teachers as well as students to get a hang of the technology in which they were not familiar with. Somehow the country had it going, yet it was miles and miles away from being perfect. While some students were able to make themselves comfortable in the virtual classrooms, some others were dropping off in the learning process drastically due to poor connectivity, inability to afford technology, and computer illiteracy. It was quite obvious for everyone who was blessed with a brain that could think that the education in the country was facing a huge threat, and the literacy of the students, especially in the younger ones, was on a serious degree at stake. In addition, numerous parties who were concerned about the education of the children warned of a potential drop in the country's literacy rate. In March, we will mark 2 years of COVID-19 related disruptions to global education. Quite simply, we are looking at a numerically insurmountable scale of a loss of children's schooling, shared Robert Jenkins, UNICEF Chief of Education, in January 2022 on the International Day of Education. In such context, it is absurd for a state minister to come to a shock to reveal that the literacy rates have dropped drastically. It was expected, and most of the countries were busy with making plans to overcome it once the things would get back to normal. What have we done? Just imagine that the children were catching up with online education pretty well, and thus hope that everything will be good as possible as schools reopen. Speaking to the point, there seem to be some plans, even at a very low level, to dilute the impact of the pandemic of education in Sri Lanka at one point. Nevertheless, whether they were ever put into action is dubious. Even when they had put into action, the minister's revelations suggest that they had failed to address the issue. Hence, we cannot deny the stark truth that we are, as a country, were not prepared enough for this. However, there is no crying over spilt milk. At least now, action should be taken to efficiently address this issue that would otherwise affect the country's future. Just like the Minister of Education suggested during the International Donor Agencies workshop, it requires concerted efforts from policymakers, educated parents, and the community. It involves investing in infrastructure, improving teacher quality, curriculum development, and implementing effective monitoring and evaluation systems to ensure progress and bridge the gaps in the primary education sector of Sri Lanka. At this time, everyone must take serious action to make it work instead of just paying lip service.